Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Orbital. This is production line. Orbital Auto is the most popular car around. Well, I don't actually necessarily know if it's the most popular car around, but it certainly is a car and it is around. And yeah, things are going mediocrely, I would say. Is mediocrely a word? It sure is now. Anyway, things are going that way. We've got a little bit of a tailback in this department. We've got a little bit of a tailback in this department, which we do probably want to try and rectify. However, what we do want to rectify first and foremost is we probably want to try and get rid of some of these here cars. Lacks universal features, uninstalled features. Let's maybe bump that up to maybe like 20% discount. See if we can perhaps try and shift some of this this stuff in the stockpile at the moment. Our financial position is that's a technical term, by the way. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's all right. It could be a lot better. Clearly, our whole paint system is not really working as intended, but it could be worse. Yeah, we're gonna keep a close eye on this as we go along, and we're just gonna periodically check in with it to see what's going on. Thanks for all the comments, by the way, everyone. I appreciate all of the advice that you've been giving me, and I think one of the things that we do want to research, probably after we get overhead conveyors and after we get administration, is we probably want to get QA specialization. That's pretty high, really, on the priority list. And that will basically just allow us to do a visual inspection, a performance check, and an emissions check. And after that, we can go into enhanced specialization, and then we can go into reworking through fixing defects and fault diagnosis. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and get it as, we're going to try and do as much as we possibly can. I also want to plop down a bunch more research labs. Also, we should probably try and get research labs, whatever the upgrade for that is. I think is that also in admin? Yeah, it's also in admin. That's research centers, which are more effective research units. Let's put that above QA specialization. So that's what we're going to try and do today. Power plant efficiency, high output power plant. We can get that, but that's going to cost us a bunch of money to upgrade our current batch. As I say, our priority for today is trying to get rid of a bunch of these cars. We want to just shift them out of our warehouse. Really, we want to get them out of our showroom. We want to get them onto the sales floor, and we also want to optimize our process, and we want to make sure that it's absolutely as, we want to make sure that we're getting cars through as quickly as possible. As such, I think it's probably an idea if we look to maybe get another process here. I believe that's the fit accessories process. If we could get another line just along here, that would be really, really very, very good if we could do that. It's going to cost us a pretty penny. However, since we've lowered prices on cars so much, we are actually kind of getting there. We can link it up to the existing quality check infrastructure, and we can probably just build it here, sort of parallel to this one. Obviously, the new line that we build here will not have this awkward little outcrop that deals with the fit cabin and the fit AC. So we can probably just go ahead and actually just start building. So let's do it. We don't want to hog too much of this space over here because we want to still be able to run a belt into this area when and if we need it. So there we go. That's something to consider. Sure, let's start the line off down here. Gonna pause, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this as we go. It's pretty much just a 1-to-1 ratio. Yep, that's pretty much exactly what we need. Windscreen. Do we just go with a one thing for that? Sure. Fit aircon. Beautiful. Fit the dashboard. That can be split up into the fit cabin, and then we do the fit controls, which is right there, and then we're into fit electrical components, which is part of the fit electronics area. I think we could probably link back up with the belt here. Yeah, because I mean that's a pretty short process. if we don't want to link the belt back up here, into here, we could probably link it into there. I know I'm sort of just gesturing a little bit and not really making much sense, but we've just fitted the cabin. We need to do fit controls next. Plonk that down there. And then what we'll do is we will do fit electronics here. Or should I say right here. And then we'll link that back up. Might not be the most intelligent thing to do in the entire world, but it does mean that we can sort of streamline our process a little bit and keep the machinery down to a minimum. Okay, so we need to obviously make sure that it's all stockpiled up and ready to go. I don't think that that'll be a super big deal. In fact, I'm pretty sure everything is already linked up to this stockpile. The problem is that this resource importer is probably going to be a little bit overloaded at the moment. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. But hopefully that'll try and... We'll be able to hopefully try and work off a little bit of this backlog. We do need to get a seat storage area. Like we've got a supply stockpile over here, which deals with... What is it? The fit interior section? The fit seats section. Probably worth getting ourselves another supply stockpile. Just over here. Resource conveyor. There we go. And we will do the fit seats section as well. And if we do that, that means that we can store the extra leather in there, which means that we can quickly just ping it across. That's pretty much the plan. Anyway, pretty hopeful that we'll be able to cope with the demand on this side of things from the resource importer. I'm not entirely sure if we'll manage, but we'll have to wait and see. The turbocharged overhead conveyors will absolutely help. I do not think that I need to upgrade these. I think they will just work. Upgrade missing. Oh, that's true actually. Buy all. Yep. Buy all. Yep. Buy all. Yep. Buy all. Yep. Buy all. Perfect. Missing upgrade. That should be addressed. We, of course, still need to make sure that that's connected to the stockpile. It's going to be connected up to this one over here. Not entirely sure if that is a very wise thing to do. It's quite a long way for the resources to travel, but at the end of the day, I think that we're probably maxing this out. Let's just make sure that we've got all of the upgrades for everything. There we go. Predictive stock control. We've got that for everything. Perfect. Okay, good. Right, what are we on to next in terms of research? We're on to administration. Perfect. That is exactly what we need. We've already got a headlight storage area. It's probably not a crazy idea to get another headlight storage area, purely because we do need so many darned headlights for each and every car. Is it fit lights? Fit lights. Fit lights. Why am I in W? Fit lights. There we go. Cool. Missing upgrade leather interior. Why are you missing an upgrade? There we go. Successfully fixed. We've already got the bits of leather over there to make sure that works as intended. Great. So the fact that we've got the stockpile right next to the station really is going to really help us. Yeah, pretty happy with the way that things are going. How is the backlog on this bad boy? It's not ideal, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it's stopping any production anywhere, so that's quite nice, in fact. Looks like we've sort of killed off a little bit of our backlog, which is great. Goodness me, come on. It's fine. We're slowly working out the kinks. But that should be all of the upgrades on that side of, Okay, we're going to need to try and speed up our resource exporting. That's fine. We can totally do that. We can add export specialization to the bunch of things that we need to research. Speaking of things that we need to research, I am actually going to get a research center. I want to get the upgraded research center, but unfortunately we can't yet. So we're just going to have to buy a bunch of the regular ones. I'm going to pretty much spend as much money as we possibly can on making sure that we get super large amount of research points. What's going on here? Insufficient resources. Yeah, this is a problem. We have a serious problem with getting resources imported. Look at the backlog on that. That is quite frankly ridiculous. I thought we did have turbocharged thingamabobbers. Turbocharged overhead conveyors. Doesn't seem like that's necessarily true. Or if it is true, they don't seem to be going very turbo. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Advanced manufacturing? No. No. No, there's nothing that we can actually do. There's nowhere that I can actually build them. Okay, that's fine. We are a little bit short on cash. Also, I don't know why, but everything has started to have defects. So let's quickly try and address this and say everything that has defects, let's bump it up to 30%. A 30% reduction in price. Man. Okay, we do have a couple of cars that are still working for us. We're pretty much selling out every single aspect of the market. I think the only way that we can actually reasonably expand the market is through marketing. So I would love to get marketing set up, but that's not really on the cards for a little bit. That's at the very end. Marketing we need money for anyway, so there's no real chance of that happening. But in terms of production, everything is going pretty darn well. I'm not happy with the speed at the fit engine, or the way, I think this is the fit engine stage. I'm not happy with the speed of that. I'm also not happy with the fact that we've got absolutely huge tailbacks on the painting process. Yeah, that's really not good. What we should probably try and do is we should probably try and get a couple of upgrades to our painting process. I know we can get, as you can see here, as I was just looking, faster drying, max power drying, and turbo drying. All of which would speed it up by, 10% across the board, really. A little bit of increased power consumption, but no big deal, really, on that. And that would certainly help, and we can get that also over here as well. We can also speed up the painting at this side as well. We can get the next-gen paint compressors and the high-pressure nozzles. Both of those would be really nice. I'm not really entirely sure that we need them, to be honest. Administration, yep, that's great, and we're going to go straight into... We're going to go straight into export specialization. That's what I want to do. The reason that we're going to do that is because there is no simple way to fix our current export problems, because the only other place that we could conceivably export cars currently, there is an export space over here. We could do that. Don't get me wrong, we could do that. It would cost us not that much money. Also, my goodness, we're about to go bankrupt. But we're not going to go bankrupt. We're just going to get a loan. Apparently, we can't drop below 16 bucks. That's fine. Business failure. That's okay with me. I'm going to accept the loan, and we're going to soldier on with 6.5 million in the bank. That does not bode well, because that means that we don't have a loan accessible. I'm going to repay this loan early. Hopefully, we should be able to get another loan before we run out of money, if indeed we do run out of money. 189 cars in the bank. It's not too bad. Anyway, as I was saying about exporting, we have another export slot down here, or we have an export slot right down at the very bottom. We also have an export slot somewhere in here, I do believe. Or maybe we don't. Maybe I was just making that up. Apparently, we don't have an export slot in there anyway. But we got an export slot over here. We got 2 export slots right there. 2 export slots right there. 1 export slot right there. And then 1, 2, 3 export slots down there. So this, as we go on, might be a nice idea in terms of where we should export our cars. This is just really not happening as fast as we need it to. We need to try and get some of these cars off the... line. This is taking a ridiculously long time. Even if we were to speed up the quality check process, which would be good, we're still not going to be able to speed up the export process because we literally just cannot export them anywhere else, except down here. And I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money building a belt all the way across the factory floor. That's just not something that I want to do. We can expand this process, but at the same time, I don't really want to do it because that's just going to mean spending more money, and we've already burnt through $1 million bucks on that loan. That is a huge amount of money. And so the fact that we're kind of being slowed down, this whole factory is kind of being slowed down by this, is kind of okay. It's not like we can magically sell more cars. The market really is saturated. How many cars have we sold in the last hour? Wow, would you look at our expenses? Holy cow. In the last hour, we haven't sold a single car. In the last 24 hours, we've actually managed not too badly. So there is every chance that after we get past this little blip, we could continue on. But the fact that we are losing money so fast right now is very, very worrying. We can accept another loan, which is fine. That's good. That's really, really good. It means that we can survive a little bit longer. But man, oh man, oh man. I imagine the interest repayment is probably huge. Yeah, okay. Export specialization. Phenomenal. That's really, really good. What is next up on the list? Research centers. Maybe we don't prioritize that. Maybe we prioritize marketing. I want to give marketing a shot. I know see, the problem with marketing is that we need to unlock marketing and then we need to unlock print marketing, and that's just it's just a bit of a problem, really. Instead, it wasn't originally the plan. However, why don't we go in and see if we can get high pressure paint nozzles? Let's try and do that. Let's research that now. It's only 2,700 research points, so we might be able to do that. Yeah, so most of our expenses in the last hour have been component purchases. And this is kind of the problem, right? Is that we have a whole bunch of cars just sitting on the line. And, you know, the amount of money that we have on the line, we probably got several million just in terms of, like, cars at various stages of production sitting on the belt. It's a little bit of a problem. Something that we should probably try and deal with. Anyway, we've unlocked the technology that I was talking about and pretty happy about, really. So, shipping, we can get shipping in right here. We're going to get shipping in right there. We're going to take a couple of cars off the line. I know it's kind of a little bit annoying, but hey ho. So basically, it's basically it's basically about 2.5 to 1. Put that there, and that there. Perfect. And then we'll have you coming down like so. Coming down like so. And then you coming across here like that. Okay, so that should theoretically mean that we're not going to have any issues exporting any of our cars. Whoa, hold on a minute. I spoke too soon. There we go. Okay, now we shouldn't have any issues. We might have a slight pileup of cars here because it's not a perfect ratio. But either or, that's pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, we've pretty much destroyed that backlog. That's really, really good. So that means that, you know, we've got more cars in the sale room, which means that we can theoretically satisfy perhaps more people. How are things looking? Okay, we're satisfying the market now, which is kind of nice. Okay, good. In the past hour, we've sold one car. Really, is that it? We're selling one car an hour? I suppose that kind of makes sense, you know, but still, it really puts it into perspective. We need to try and get fault fixing. That is something that we need to try and do. However, maybe we just... There are a couple of cars with defects in here, but... Okay, yeah, there are a lot of cars with defects in here. Let's heavily discount the cars with defects. Let's say that's a 50% off on cars with defects. Because as far as I'm concerned, right? As far as I'm concerned, my goodness. My goodness. I wonder how long these cars have actually been in here. How long has this car been in here? Hours in the showroom, 36. Wow. That's pretty crazy, actually. That's a luxury model. It's pretty much the luxury models that are sticking around. Okay, so the cars with defects have been discounted super, super heavily. So fingers crossed we'll start to see some cars shifted. I'm kind of hopeful, honestly. High pressure paint nozzles, let's get those all upgraded. Yep, I would like to get that stuff done. What are we working on now? Research labs. Oh. Body design is also something that we want to do. Computerized sales, also something that we could do. I think probably we just try and concentrate on paint. And or perhaps drying. Where can we upgrade the drying? Where do we get drying? Faster drying. Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. Do we not unlock that in the paint area? It must be the paint area. We must unlock drying in the paint area. Ah, here we go. We've already got it here. Okay. Let's unlock faster drying. That's probably the priority for now. Maintenance department. I mean, we don't really have anyone breaking down at the moment. Even more robots. That's not something that I really want to think about at all. Let's try and get some more features. If we could perhaps try and integrate some more features into production, that'd be great. Let's get that to research now. Let's get that to research now. So we queue it up at the start of the queue. These are all just small little amendments that we can really make. We're not going to be able to research that quite yet. Anything else? Okay, so that's a couple of things that we can perhaps integrate. The problem is that we cannot really do anything with these upgrades. I mean, it takes such a long time for a car to start production and then end up at the end of the production line that, you know, it's a real issue. It takes a really long time for the new cars and the new features to arrive in the sales room. I mean, what on earth can I be doing? What on earth could I be doing more in order to do this? I don't honestly know. We did finish off a sunroof. That's quite nice. Did I finish the sunroof? I don't know what I just finished off. It was something to do with the roof. Where would the roof be? Over here. Right here. Fit roof. Okay, I literally have no idea what we just completed. Literally don't have the foggiest idea in the world. But speaking of cars being completed, we should probably try and unlock at some point the design studio, although that is just a real faff. That is really, really a real faff. We're working on the sunroof currently, which is great. Okay, things are a little bit touch and go. In this episode, we've managed to lose about 5 million or so, and still counting, really. So we've got that to look forward to in the next episode. We're going to try and turn things around. Fingers crossed we'll be successful. I'm fairly certain that we will be successful. It's just a matter, really, of clearing this backlog and trying to get things up and running. What it might be worth us doing, I'll disconnect that bit of track for now, so that we're not going to produce any more cars after this. We're going to hopefully just try and take a little break, maybe to minimize our expenses, which are pretty much all component purchasing stuff. So we're going to try and do that. Anyway, ladies and gents, that's it for this episode of Production Line. And yeah, my name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. This has been Production Line. Of course, we've been playing as Orbital Auto. And we'll see what happens in the next episode. Thanks. See you next time. Bye.